Hi guys! Today I am going to show you how to make this really fun double slider card. Isn't that cute? I'm using all new products. This is the Cactus Cuties Bundle. There's a coordinating punch that goes along with this adorable stamp set. This is one of my absolute favorite items in the mini catalog, and we're also using some new DSP as well. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me find new people, and I would love to bring you new videos every time I film them. So we're going to make this beautiful, really fun, interactive double slider card. I've made treat boxes with this same mechanism, and I'll actually link to those in the video description so you can see a box made with the same mechanism. But today we are going to make a card. The DSP that I'm using is brand new DSP. It is called the Abstract Beauty DSP, and it's so pretty. So let's actually make the mechanics of this card. So we're going to start with a piece of Blushing Bride that is 2 3/4 by 4. And I have to have my notes off to the side here, so let me make sure I have room for those. So 2 3/4 by 4, and you're going to need to get your paper trimmer. And we're going to trim just a little bit. So I'm going to put this at 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to use my cutting blade here, and let me turn it this way. I'm going to turn it this way just so I can see a little bit better. Now on the cutting blade, there's a little line right in the middle here, and that tells you exactly where your blade is. And so I'm going to use that line as a guide. So I have my Blushing Bride here at, let me see, what did I say? 5/8 of an inch. That doesn't look right. I think I went too far with that. 3/8. I think we're doing 3/8 right there. 3/8 of an inch. And the measurements will all be in the video description, so don't worry. And I'm going to come up here so you can see. I'm going to line that line up that tells me where my blade is with the 1/2 inch mark. I'm going to set that down on my cardstock, and I'm going to cut up to 3 1/2. So I'm cutting a 1/2 inch from each end here. Okay, so I have just a little slit still connected on the ends here. I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing. So line it up at 3/8 of an inch. Line this up 3 1/2, 1/2 inch from the end. I'm going to slide it over to 1/2 inch, just like that. All right, so we did that at 3/8 of an inch. Now we're going to go in at 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to do the same thing. So at 1/2 inch down to 3 1/2 inches. Okay, so we're going to have just a little piece just like that. That's exactly what you want. So I'm going to put this at 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to do this one more time. So 3 1/2 down to 1/2 inch. All right, that is it with our paper trimmer. That's all we're doing. Now grab your scissors, your paper snips, whatever you do. And this time we are just cutting, a little, that piece off, just at either end. We're just going to cut that piece off. Now, if you've seen my other slider videos, we are doing this a little bit different, and that's just because of the card, and it's not a treat box. It needs a little bit of a different mechanism. So if you've watched my treat box videos that slide, you'll see that this is a little bit different. The actual assembly of it is going to be very similar, but the actual sliding mechanism is just a little bit different. Okay, so this is what it should look like. So we have 2 slits on each end, and that's going to be for our plastic. So I have a piece of plastic. This is just a Ziploc bag, a gallon Ziploc bag that I've cut apart, and this is 3 1/4 by 4, or 3 by 4 1/4. Remember to check those measurements on my blog and in the video description. So I just put that through this end. Then I'm just going to wrap it around and slide it through this end without sliding it out the other end. So it's basically in those slots. I hope that makes sense. So grab your tear and tape. Now we're not going to adhere the plastic down. We're just going to adhere the plastic to the plastic. We're going to adhere the plastic to each other. So we're just kind of looping it around this middle section. So I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape on the plastic, on one side of the plastic. Tear that off. give that a really good burnish. I'm going to grab my scissors and try to peel off this backing from the tear and tape. Just make sure that's nice and straight. Wrap your other piece of plastic around. Oh, my plastic isn't meeting. I wonder, maybe I need to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, we're gonna have to, let me scrap that plastic. And let me grab, I do have some more plastic over here. So let me grab this. So this is just another piece of that Ziploc bag. This is actually 2 pieces here. So let me get my paper trimmer out. I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to cut it at, let's see, 4 1/4 was too short. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 5. I will have correct measurements in the video description. So if you are looking at the measurements, just be sure that know that those measurements in the video description are correct. My measurements on my paper are not correct. All right, so in through one hole and around through the other hole. Okay, now we're cooking with fire here. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing that we tried to do. So we're going to put tear and tape on one side of this. There we go. Just like that. And we're going to peel off that adhesive. And now we're going to wrap it around. And you don't want it super tight, but you do want it kind of snug. This is going to slide back and forth. So you do want it loose enough to slide, but not loose enough that it's super loose and it's gonna slide around and fall off. All right, we're gonna put another piece of tear and tape right on top of that piece. And then we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna put a piece of tear and tape on the opposite side, on this side. Okay, so we have tear and tape on this side and tear and tape on this side. Okay, now you're gonna need, for our card, I'm using crushed curry for my sliding pieces. So you're going to need 2 pieces of crushed curry that each measure 4 by 2 1/4. And we're going to peel off the backing on one of them. Give that a good press. Peeling off the backing when it's on plastic is a little bit more tricky, but you can absolutely do it. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this down to that tear and tape right up to the edge there. Okay, so it's only adhered to that tear and tape, just like that. Now we're going to flip this over and we're going to do the same thing with the other piece. So we're going to glue that down just like that. So that is going to be our sliding mechanism. Isn't that cool? So it's going to slide back and forth just like that. Isn't that fun? All right, now we're just going to add a few pieces of white here to these pieces. And let me see, I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow to assemble everything today. I think we'll see if my bottle is almost out. So we'll see if I have enough glue to assemble everything. Otherwise, we might go to tear and tape. All right, so we're going to go ahead and assemble one there. We're going to slide this out and we're going to assemble one here. These white pieces measure 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. I might need to grab another Tombow really quick because we are going to need some more Tombow. All right, so that is our sliding mechanism coming together just like that. Perfect. All right, now there is a piece of white. This is going to be our front piece of our card right here. This is our white piece, and this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And what we're going to do is adhere this whole thing to our white piece. So we're going to add some dimensional adhesive, but only to the top and bottom of that Blushing Bride piece. And so to do that, I'm going to actually grab my foam adhesive strips because these are just easy to just cut a little strip of adhesive. I'm going to do it on this side. Just cut a little, maybe like a 1/4 inch strip of adhesive. That might even be a little cutting it close, but that's okay. So we're going to peel off the backing of that and we're going to stick it up here close to the top. Okay, we want to make sure that it doesn't touch that crushed curry piece. And we're going to stick this other piece down here on the bottom. Just like that. Peel off all these backings. And this is going to go onto the back of our white piece. Make sure you put the pieces so that the white sides are face down. And this is just kind of going to get centered onto that white piece. So just like that. So this is our sliding mechanism. You can still play with it. Make sure it's continuing to work. So there is our sliding mechanism. And now we're going to stick this whole piece to our card base. And again, we're just going to put some dimensional adhesive just along those blushing bride pieces, top and bottom. So I'm going to grab a piece of this. We'll cut this in half. This just goes right here and right here. Now this does have quite a bit of dimension to it. We're already 2 layers thick on dimensionals, so you may need to stick this in a padded envelope or even hand deliver this one. All right, my card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored in half at 5 1/2. And this is going to go right on to our card base, right in the middle, just like that. All right, so this is basically your sliding mechanism. This is basically your card. So now all we're going to do is just finish decorating. So I have a piece of our embossing, or our DSP. This is the Abstract Beauty DSP. It is so gorgeous. And this DSP actually comes in a 4x6 size. And I kind of love this size. I think it's really fun. You can see those gorgeous patterns. The other side has beautiful patterns as well. So this is a really fun size. This is coming in the new mini catalog. And I have a piece that is 4x3. Now, if we stuck this on here, it's a little short. So I'm actually going to grab my paper trimmer. This is just my little one. And I'm just going to trim off about 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. So just give that a trim. Just make sure you keep that lined up because we're going to adhere that down just like that. And I'm going to bring in my card. And let's see if we can squeeze enough glue out of here. Okay, we're going to hope that's enough. And we're just going to adhere this down, and we're going to adhere the bottom piece down, but we're going to leave a little bit of a gap, but that's okay because we're going to cover it with our greeting strip. So it'll be just fine. So a little bit of adhesive on the back there. And just make sure that you have an equal border all the way around. I'm going to cut a little flagged in on our greeting piece here. You could use the Taylor Tag Punch or the Banners Pick a Punch, however you want to do it. I forgot to get either of those punches out, so I'm just going to use my scissors. This is going to go right on over that spot there, of course. We're just going to use some dimensional adhesive or our foam adhesive sheets. These are so great. I really love these. And I'm actually going to stick them onto the card here because the greeting will overhang just a little bit. And I want to make sure that nothing hangs over the edge. So stick your greeting on there. Hope your day is on point. And with that Cactus Cuties set, I've already stamped and either fussy cut or punched out all of my cactus pieces. So we're just going to go ahead and assemble these on here. So the pieces that slide out, I'm going to go ahead and put one of these on this side. Now for the pieces that you're putting in here, you want to make sure that you adhere all the little pieces down, especially the ends of these little flowers, because they will kind of get caught up on there and you don't want them to kind of hold up the mechanism. This one we're going to put on the other side. You just want to make sure that you get all of those flower pieces adhered down. Good. I think we are at the end of this bottle. I might have to say bye-bye. Okay. This one's going to go on this side. Just like that. We're going to leave that open so everything has time to dry. And on the back of these, we are going to use some dimensionals. So while I'm sticking on my dimensionals, I do want to let you know this is my December host code. If you are doing any shopping this month, please go to my online store and use this host code. All orders will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects, and if your order is over $50, you will receive a make and take kit that coordinates with that PDF. And this catalog, the new mini catalog, will come out in January. So I look forward to that. And if you do not have a demonstrator and you are in the United States, I'd love to get you a catalog. Just send me a message or an email and I will get that to you. So I just stuck those on with dimensionals. So now we are, I think, are about like 5 layers thick of dimensionals. So you will definitely need to hand deliver this one. But your sliding mechanism should slide right in. And if you wanted to add just a little note that says pull right on the edge there, just to let your recipients know that this is a fun interactive card, you could absolutely do that. So that is today's fun little slider card. I hope you guys love this. Let me know what you think of these new products. These are some of my favorites in the next catalog, and I can't wait to share them with you. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.